Hey there, this is Niels Beardfoot and today we're building a hard bag. For this project we use 2.5mm wedge 10 leather here, print out the pattern and transfer it on the leather. The lid is a little bit more complicated to cut out, so we use some round hole punches to get into the steep inner corners easier. After everything is cut, we can use our beveler to break the edges and also punch a few sewing holes on the lid as well. Next we want to moisten our leather from both sides, so we can use our stamps and tools to get some imprints and ornaments on the back. Use a swivel knife to pre-cut our lines, and afterwards we can use a beveler stamp to deepen those and give the impression of arteria and veins. Next we want to dye our leather. I'm using my airbrush here to add some mahogany coat at first and then add some black all along the edges. I also add some acrylic paint on top of it to represent the fat tissue on the heart. Not using any antiques on this project, just using some red, very much watered down acrylic paint to do very much the same. And a coat of resist to finish up the leather. If you also put it on the edges, you can use the moisture to burnish it. After drying, moisten the pieces again to give them some shape to make our sewing job easier. A ball can be a great help to achieve the shapes that we want here. The lid is for sure the most complicated part to shape here, so keep a close eye on it. After this, we can start to assemble all our pieces by sewing. When you sew the very last edge, be sure to sew it from bottom up, else you will have a really hard time. If you happen to have some areas where in the holes the dyes did not cover everything, can use simply a dark marker and paint them. On the tubes you really want to re-moisten these bending edges here to make sure you do not put too much stress on the leather and give yourself an easier time. So we got our hard body now finished, as well as the lid. So they should fit together now, but unfortunately they don't. To fit them together we need to very heavily moisten the lid. Give it a bit more shape. And then pull it over the hard body to fit just perfectly. Attach some screw rivets, at least temporarily, to fit it in place, and then close it and bind it in place with a strap. Also put the handle in the shape and hold it there with the clamp. While it's drying, we can again make sure that all the shape is fitting. Let it completely dry before we proceed. Keeping the screw rivets would be fine, but I personally prefer the other regular rivets. To close the handle here I put on a pressure button. To replace the screw rivets with actual rivets, we need some kind of anvil. We put the rivets in and then just set them. Now we can close the lid and mark the exact hole for our closure. I personally like Sam Brown rivets here, and some glue works as great screw stopper. Just need to punch the correct hole for the closure and we're done. I hope you enjoyed the video and probably learned some new tips and tricks for your next leather project. Be sure to check out this pattern as well as all my others in my shop, linked down below, and see you guys next time. Have a great day!